The Forest Practices Board is paying the region a visit later this fall. In 2010, it took a look at fuel management efforts across the region. A lot has happened since then, and the board felt it was high time to return.
For years, the city of Prince George has been harvesting dead pine, the primary culprit behind the wildfire risks in our city.
We treated about 600 hectares of all those prime high priority sites, removed about 44,000 cubic meters of timber from those 21 sites, and all of that was dead pine.
That's the kind of information the Forest Practices Board will be looking for when it takes a tour through the province, revisiting sites it had come to in 2010.
There was about 100 communities across the province that were doing some stage of planning, and so 5 years later, where are we at in the process, what's happening? And so that's what we're going to look at in this report, is there still work going on, how effective is it, and have there been lessons learned?
Locally, the board inspected such areas as Forests for the World and Moores Meadow. The plan was to make the second trip this summer, but the current forest fire situation across the province has meant a postponement until the fall. But the fires also serve as a reminder.
When there aren't fire situations, it's easy for people to not be thinking about the risk. And our report that came out in 2010 has some good tips for government, consultants, and residents. And one of those tips for residents is to get the homeowner's Fire Smart manual.
For some time, the Regional District of Fraser-Fort George has pursued a similar license to manage forest fuels around the city, something the city wholeheartedly supports.
It's the actual forest fire coming in, the fire itself, and hitting the buildings that's the problem. That can certainly happen, but what's the bigger issue is that when you get out of control crown fire, you get firebrands coming off of the crown, and they can travel kilometers ahead of the fire front.
Along with revisiting communities from the original trip, the board will also make stops in a few additional communities and regional districts. Cheryl Jan, CKPG News.